Hello, everybody. Me and Paulina here. We decided to make this video. We want to be talking and showing you how she and I work on it as a couple and at the same time as a independent when we are going down together with her into the lower energies. I think that people have to understanding this process, and you go down into the lower energies, and how do we do other things with. You're gonna find the beauty in this process, and most of the people are afraid of this process. Most of the people does things, and what we find out and what it's actually working so beautiful is like she and I when we are going together, we are getting into these energies, we are coming down, we are stick together. The inner peace, the power of inner peace put us together. We are discussing other things together. But also at the same time, uh, it's a very empowerment process. And in that empowerment process, we actually very much cooperate with each other. And we're going to be talking both of you right now within all this. So without other ado, I'm giving the mic to Paulina.
Thanks, babe.
Yep.
Um, Hi, guys. Yeah, we were having this topic in mind for quite a few days, and I think that's right time. We realized that there is very big power in those moments that you're both, either both of you or one of your one of you are in this lower state of lower vibrations when you feel like you have to do some inner work and it's not comfortable, and there are times that you just have to go on your own and just do your work because you are aware that it will bring your connection higher. So with this we wanted to share a little bit how what's the role of the other person, because obviously if the one part who is in this lower state, this person just who has their inner work, but also it's important to have the support of the other part just to make sure that you're giving enough space. Of course, like, you want to give support, but sometimes it's important just to understand, just to accept that the other part is just in this lower state, that it has to do the work, and it just also brings this connection in a very nice balanced way. Anytime that we realize that when we overcome those lower periods, it always brings the connection higher and kinds of gets us even more together. That's kind of like introduction I have for now.
Um, the whole process is when we both going into a journey, we're facing this, I would say, unhealed patterns, or what the most common word is issues. Okay, the issues that it's coming in, it's like, okay, we have this issue. So we are discussing, we are recognizing. Number one thing it is you not to lie to yourself first. We're not lying to ourselves, to each other, because we're recognizing the issue, both of us. It's very crucial. You're not to be going into old ways. It's like, oh, there is an issue here, but I'm not gonna be doing this. No, actually, you're supposed to talk about the issues, but use the issue with the inner peace. So when you're talking to your partner and your partner, you guys feeling this little intensity in there about the issue, because there's gonna be intensity. That's what the connection is about. When you feel this intensity and the way we feeling the intensity, we'd say like, okay, wait a minute. There is something we need to talk about this right now. We know how this works. We've been there before. But the very first time when you do this, it's so interesting that we are not judging, we are justifying, and we are seeing it like as a couple, that this is a common problem that we both have to do. This is not a personality issue, this is not a personal problem, this is a combined, because we both sees the issue. So we're getting into the issue, and within that issue in there, it's very magical when you do it with love. It's like, okay, baby, let's go ahead and research what is it that issue, what do we feel like it, what do we feel this, where this comes from, what is the main reasons we get these collective triggers within us about these situations, about these issues that is there. And then we sit down, we talk, we look at it deeply from within us. But this is not like when you have the karmic conversations where you're like, oh, there you go. You are the cause about the problem. My job is done. That's not that how it works. Okay? The way we it works is like you both see in it for you both have to learn the same lesson because the issue is the lesson when you get in there. And the beauty comes in when that love and there it's like, okay, I see my side of the issue and I see her side of the issue. And then we do this exchange, this magical exchange of we both getting into the other side of the issue. But we also keep one thing in mind. We have the independent third party that we see in the issue from a third perspective, from the both higher perspective in there. And then we decide, okay, let's open it up. Let's crank this up. And we are going down into the energies. And there. So giving back into Paulina, I want to say,
Yeah,
how
there are a
is it?
few pieces. There are a few pieces that I wanted to discuss here. And first is just to treat yourself and your partner as a two individuals that have to do their work, and just treat them as people. Like, we are not perfect. I think we were mentioning that in previous videos already, that we have to understand that we are not perfect. We are still on our journeys, and we have to do our healing. And just to recognize that, you know, all those behaviors that are triggering, they are all results of the unhealed trauma that we may have from the either from the journey, from past relationships. And it all can be healed. It's just to recognize and give the space, be patient, and just try to see that from this higher perspective. Because sometimes it's just some people, they try to work on themselves, but it's a struggle sometimes. Like, it takes time, but it never helps to put your emotional state into that. It's just, as much as as you can, you just need to stay objective. And sometimes it's just, if it's getting too much, you can always try to go higher. Just try to see this connection, how it is or how it was in those moments that you're connected on a soul level. Because as we tend to repeat, our souls know, they remember. And anytime there were some major issues within this period that we're trying to navigate through the beginning of this connection, we were kind of bringing back to the connection on the soul level, and it was always kind of trying to keep this in the balance. And one other thing we realize sometimes that happens is, not we are not on the same level always. Like, sometimes it happens that when one person has to do their inner work and goes down to those like 3D issues, like life issues, because the person had, like Dio has, for example, to solve some 3D situation. I'm trying to stay objective, and I kind of stay in this higher vibe. And I believe this kind of brings the whole connection higher, because it's, you don't allow to bring this person down. If you're in this higher state, you just try to stay there as much as you can. Because if you do that, you can just bring this person higher. She or he will deal with his stuff, but automatically, once it's healed and once it's resolved, you can just, he or she can join you in this higher state. That's how I see it for now. It's just really this value of, it doesn't always have to be that you are on the same page, you're on the same vibe. Sometimes it's just, there is some dissonance, but there is beauty in this dissonance, and there is a reason for that. So it's just, don't don't try to go lower, just to match your partner. Just always stay within this higher frequency and higher vibe, and your partner will join. Like, once the healing is done, once the issue is resolved, you will both see, okay, we are high on the same level again, and we are even higher. So that's
It's a very
What?
beautiful point because when the one stays up during this going down into the lower energies, there is something. I want to say this even now, as a Paulina said, the soul knows, and what I'm saying is about the soul knows. When the issue is there, there is this magical things. Is like we know where this is gonna go after it's healed, which is gives you an additional powers inside of it. Like once this is overcome, we know where are we gonna go. We are gonna go into this, when I should say the partner is gonna be joining you, okay, in that 5D state of connections. So basically, the whole thing going down within the lower energy does not really affect the connection into the 5D. Actually, the 5D helps into the connections when the one partner goes through the issue. When the maybe the both partners is gonna go down into the issues. Okay, but when that connections is there, that is it. The power and the strength of this connection is like the one partner know where is the other one in, even if there is a mismatch, even if the 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 things are changed, because if the one it's going down into the root problem, and he solves the problem, the other one is gonna go after it and look the problem, and then they're gonna be pulling each other's up, talking about this push that it goes down, but then when it goes down, the one person sees what the situation is in there. Then all this is turning. The other side understands the issue because through the discussions, he sees this point of view. And then the person who is already moved up, now he's in the positions of helping the person to bring him back into the 5D through the connections. And what happens is through this curve, you're going back. You're going back into this, but the lesson is learned. The situations is learned, and you're not repeating it anymore. You already know how to get in there, because through the connections, you're gonna be testing into the issues. You're gonna be testing of, I haven't healed this. Now that trigger comes in. Now I don't have to deal this. I have to deal this because that's what comes in. This what I fight before, but now I understand this is different. I have to act differently there. But when you go into these lower energies, there is a miracle happens in there in these lower energies. You gonna be understanding the power of the soul when it goes down into the lower energies, that you are there to learn that lesson, to digging up within that lesson, to unfold it, to go through it, to troubleshoot it, to gain the understanding about the nature of this trouble, these situations, and then you put that higher value of, I will call like deeper soul understanding in there, and that once it's resolved, it brings the connections, it's just even higher because the both units understanding this, but they are working of this pull and push, like they are dancing into, you know, on the swings you put it in your porch, and it goes up and down, but it's beautiful and you enjoy the view. If you do that work, the lower energy is not gonna be tearing down the connections. They're actually building the connection. Now back to you,
Yeah.
darling.
Yeah, with this, just wanted to make sure that everyone also knows what what do we have to do when those low energies come. Like, just don't, whenever it happens to you, just don't be afraid to talk to your partner. Just like, he will understand or she will understand that it's a process, and it's just, don't think that, oh, it can harm the connection, or I better not say anything, just deal with that, because the partner will feel like, because the connection will start feeling like a little bit disbalanced, because if the trigger is supposed to emerge, if the timing is right to solve the specific trigger, you cannot do anything about it, honestly. Like, you should not fight with that. If you're going to the lower state, just allow this lower state. Because one thing also, I realized is if you allow this to happen naturally without resistance, it the whole process is smoother. It's faster because you don't put any resistance for the energies. And honestly, I think we just also were talking about it. It looks like the energies are very helpful, specifically around this time. You know, they if you're ready to cooperate with them, they will help you a lot. You know, you just have to stay on top of the things. Just don't resist any changes. And if there is some healing that has to be, or if there those low energies have to be transmuted, just allow it. And really, I understood that those energies are really helpful and they make the whole process very quick. So you're staying in this low vibe, but it's matter of like hours, sometimes even not. It's just to allow that to flow through you and just transmute to this higher vibes. Just and that's just the process. And anytime it happens, you really feel like, okay, that feels lighter right now. It's just okay. We'll come back and you begin to feel okay. Now it's normal again.
Yeah, in the future, we
The
actually
process is
we're
done.
gonna do some, yeah, very good points, and I'm gonna go take it from here. But in the future, we're gonna be talking about don't block your blessings, which is in the energies for it. And when we're talking about the energies in there, the energies are always there to help you. So if you look at it the way it is, even from a quantum perspective within the gravitations, you're attracting, you both attracted that issue to comes in. So the energy is right because that issue is coming in to help you. So you can go ahead and develop within. So you're going through this tunnel, and right there on that very bottom part is actually where you're in the center of the gravity pool. Okay? But what is in the other side of the gravity pull is the gravity push. So you're coming into the issue, you're understanding the issue, and then you come out of the issue. Okay, that's how the gravity works and the energies work. And if you tapping into those energies, like, okay, this issue, this problem, it came in for a reason. Now we have to find the reason why it's coming right now. What is that all about? How about we put a smiles on our face and let's go ahead and dig into the problem because you're gonna have fun with this. You know most of the people are serious. Yes, when we're about too serious, we're about too serious. But let me tell you, when we dig into the issue, sometimes we have the most fun out there. That I mean, God bless your soul. I hope you have it too. That fun, okay? We are laughing sometimes. We are doing it things, but as Paulina said, one thing: don't block those energies. Don't block yourself. Don't pretend like the issue is not there because the other partner will know. Because here's what's happening in there: the energy is coming in, you put in a block, and the energies keep coming, 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 can grow, and then it becomes a volcano. And this is why a lot of the people they don't recognize the first signals about the issue and they don't work them out. They're like pretending they're codependent and they're like, I don't want to work the issue. They're not doing this instead of acting from higher perspective. Deal with the issue. Be mature. That's what your mature spirituality does within the wind flame when you're getting in that. That's what you went through this spiritual journey within you. You're not put it out anymore, the old stuff. You're not dealing with the old ways. You're not dealing with the old stuff. You're different. You're beautiful. You're love. You came here to look everything with love. Good, bad, or ugly. It's all love. And when you see this, now that energy is not piled up in there and then the volcano blows up and blows up the connection. Actually, you both are on the same page. You may be in energetic levels not the same. Okay, because the lesson comes for both of them. The one maybe learn the lesson, the other one maybe have to learn the lesson, but they're walking within the issue together as a mutual path, and then they're both coming out of it. And when a boat comes out, this is like you handle the hand of the person who walks into hard times, hard walks. But you understand what they go through it and they get in the help. But it's the same time, okay? This is like a, if you picture going down the stairs, but you holding hand by hand, yeah, the one person is up there, right? But then you go in and you going up the stairs. Now the person is pulling the other one up. This is a kind of like a giving you a positions of that, don't be afraid at the same time to go down, because the more you go down, the more you're gonna go up. This is the main thing that that video is about. You to understanding that beautiful up power, because that beautiful up power, guys, once you get out together, you understand that you can go through more through life, not just this. And let me tell you, it may take you a little time, maybe gonna take you a longer time, however time it is. But when you get out up there, you understand that it's all worth it. You always greater. It makes you powerful. It builds your spirituality muscles. And that's how I feel. And we feel so beautiful after we get out. But I'm gonna let Paulina share a little bit more about it. Give the mic
Yeah, I
back.
think we kind of exhausted the topic like for this part. Like my only message for today was really just to recognize this beauty in those lower states, this states. Like sometimes we just don't want to go there, especially when the connection is beautiful, but sometimes it's aching and there is clearly something to be dealt with. And I think the more you're able to accept that, is just take it as a journey. You cannot stay up all the time, because it's comfy up there, but sometimes it's just you need to do some change, do something different. And I think it's that's the whole beauty in the whole process. Just treat it as deal with that with peace. Just stay as much neutral as you can, even if it's you who is doing this inner work. Just try to stay at peace and be patient, because it's normally also what I realized. If you allow energies to work, you don't have to do honestly anything. I think at the beginning of your healing journey, everything is very subconscious, and I think it seems like a lot of effort to do this healing work, just to really dig into issue and just psychologically just try to find the reason for the trauma and all this. But in time, at least that's how it's with me right now, I'm more observer of this process that it's going on. It's like I'm being transferred to this lower state, but I'm just sitting there. Like I know it's not my natural state, but I'm just there, and I allow this state to be there, and we continue our conversation. Like nothing really going on between us. We kind of, I don't want to say we wait it out, but we discuss this, but also those things seem to happen in the background. It's just very interesting for me to see that, to really be an observer of how the healing process comes at certain point. It's just the energy is doing the way. Just allow it, because you're doing this like 10% that we're talking, and the 90% is just you're getting tremendous help if you're able to just surrender in the right time. Just we are not choosing those times when we are supposed to do a little bit of upgrades. They just come to us, and you just have to agree with that, because otherwise you will be uncomfortable, you will be pushing, you will be resisting, and it doesn't make sense. I think it's just they know what to come. Apparently it's just work with them instead of against.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that was the video about today. Hopefully, this video helps you out. And in the future, we're gonna be coming up with more videos and the news. I want to give you the news that we're doing a workshop in Spain. And it's gonna be on October 6, 7, and 8. And I'm gonna make some special announcements pretty soon with everything, and more excitement stuff for you guys. All right. So thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys watching us. We love you, and be at peace. Use this energy, use these things. We're doing it for you guys, and hopefully you get to these positions, even if you do that inner work on your own. If you're not with a partner, but stay with that higher consciousness that the trouble, the issues is coming you to make you better, to make your life more easier. Don't be afraid to go down, because when you go down, you're gonna go up. That's what you have to have in mind when you're going into the lower energies. Then you understand the lower energies are helping you out to get better. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Love you.
Thank you guys. See you next time.